Hello, everyone. Welcome to the live show that was slapped together last minute, I guess. Well, actually, we prepared it like a week in advance, so I don't think that's pretty last minute anymore. Give me a second. Does anybody want to start talking first? Wow, there's already 6 people in this live show. I feel very accomplished. 7 people. Amazing turnout already. And I'm not being sarcastic because literally didn't expect anybody to show up. Hi, my name is Lisa. Welcome to the channel. You guys already know who I am. Does Jessica or Genevieve want to introduce themselves first? You guys are next to me.
Sure. I'm Jessica from Peace Love Books.
Hi. All right. I'm Lacey. I'm also a YouTuber, Lacey Book Lovers. Excited to be here.
Hi, I'm Genevieve. I'm from Instagram, so I'm not normally on YouTube.
Tori's
so happy
here.
to be part of this.
Tori is here. So Genevieve, I've said this in my other live show that I did with Genevieve, but she was the artist that did my YouTube channel art. Wow, amazing.
Oh.
Yeah, you thought I just invited like a random girl.
I'm just someone she met.
Yeah, you guys are like, okay, so this is the first time you guys meeting each other, but basically I snuck into Genevieve's DMs, was like, hey, you do art? She's like, yeah, I do art. I'm like, can you draw me something? She's like, yeah, for sure, I'll draw you something. And then we like bonded over romance and historical romance, and we started a lazy historical romance book club where we talk about historical romance in the group chat, and we have group reads too as well that we still need to plan out. But yeah, that's us.
At first, we were just like super nervous and shy and being really nice to each other, and now we're just like trolling book covers all the time.
Oh, yeah. She has like I would say she's like brilliant at art. Obviously, you know, it's her passion, it's her job, it's her life, and she like literally pulls out every single cover that I love and rips it apart and tells me all the flaws in it. She's like, "Did you notice?" And I'm like, "No, I didn't notice, but thank you for pointing out the flaws." So yeah, it's pretty funny.
Yeah, Genevieve only tells me the good covers. Like, she responds to the good covers on my story.
The silence is very telling.
Sometimes
do you have an opinion over the new 9 Rules to Break cover?
I don't know if I've seen it.
It's like the prom dress style.
Oh wait, is it one of those new ones that they like are just like redoing? Ooh. Is it like the Tessa Dare one?
Yeah, like Bridgerton.
And I'm not into it.
What's the point? Because you're gonna pick up the book thinking that it's a contemporary romance, but it's not.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's just Bridgerton.
But then, have you seen Forever has started doing their covers literally exactly like that Bridgerton cover?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's my problem. They all look the same, and I'm gonna end up with like 50 duplicates because I'm gonna think, oh,
you already do that.
Okay, 50 times 50. So I want to have that many duplicates because I want to.
Yeah, there was that Rogue one with the baby blue cover. That like the second one looks completely different.
That's the Amanda Collins one, I think.
Emily Sullivan.
Oh, never mind.
Like the sequel to this, I think looks exactly like the Bridgerton ones. This is a Grand Central one too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I was looking it up on Goodreads to see like when is it coming out, and I was like, oh.
What is that?
Yeah.
Is it still mass market or max? Or is it
the first one was already the max?
I think the first one was too
like traditional trade paperback, because that's what they all are.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they did actually the Bridgerton in both max and trade, so it's probably going to be max. I mean, that's my guess.
I hate that cover of the. This is the second.
Yes,
one.
yes, that was the second one.
I haven't even seen that
because I love it so much.
I like that one.
Yeah, and then when I saw that, I was like,
no.
Yeah. Okay, this is what we're doing now.
It's time period appropriate, but
there are like Forever did like People before for their historical romances, but they did it better. And then they had this weird phase, and then now they had that, that phase, and then now they have this weird, ugly phase that's happening.
Well, also, is just no one going to talk about this is exactly the dove and the hawk? Like,
Mhm.
honestly, were they just going to like pass that off like nothing happened?
I mean, I guess they assumed no one would be able to figure it out.
Like down to the little bird in his hand. Like it makes sense for the hawk and the dove, but okay.
Yeah, I guess they just, I don't know if they can reuse the stuff that they license.
Very true.
Well, so much
Okay.
potential though. Like redo an iconic historical romance. And you
But
just,
like you can tell on this one because in the hawk and the dove, you can't see her foot. So they had someone like try to do her
Yeah.
foot, I guess.
Yeah.
Nope. I don't know.
I think that there is a wider audience outside of our audience that likes these covers, though. There's got to be a reason why publishers are switching over.
they're trying to get non-romance readers to read them.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like the illustrated covers, illustrated rom-com contemporaries.
Yeah, but they're not even doing the illustrative covers. They're doing like that, which
Yeah, they've moved past the illustrated ones.
Is it cheaper to not hire an artist to like draw an illustrative cover, or is it cheaper to hire two models sticking together? You know, I guess like the two models you can do Harlequin and Photoshop it differently.
I think it probably is cheaper short term, but if you're looking long term at your oeuvre, there's gonna be this window that's like, what were we thinking? So I don't think it's a better choice. I think it's just something they can slapdash together, and then later down the line, we'll be looking back on like all those older covers where it's just like color blocks, and we're like, what are we thinking? I feel like it's going to be like that in like 10 years time. Like, oh, what were they thinking?
Wow, even authors apparently said it was harder to do the models too as well. Yeah, I can see it. There's a lot of photoshopping that comes with the models. It's not just wet and done. You gotta Photoshop
Or
the
they
hair.
just cut out the head, so you know.
That would be easier. Then you don't have to like try and make the hair color look natural when all of your heroines are redheads and the models are like brunettes.
Yeah. It's like if you look at the new Harlequin covers now very closely, you can see that they're all stitched together. It's so bad. It's like an overlay. And I'm just like, okay, I can tell that this is a old one, but it's fine.
Yeah, and all the zippers are like blurred out, and the brush strokes, they're just like haphazard, trying to make it look like it was painted. Oh my gosh, it's a whole thing.
There was this one book that I bought, I think it was Caroline Linden, and I had to show Genevieve right away because I didn't know how bad it was, but it was literally like three girls layered on top of each other with like two hands. Like, and they didn't do a good like erasing job.
And
but
I don't know what it is because my friend was studying psychology and she sent me a link because they were doing like a survey, and I was like, these are superimposed people on top of each other, and she was like, I know, we're just trying to get like a general rating for them. And so like it must be a thing where like you multiply people on top of each other and it makes it more attractive. I don't know. But yeah, I'd seen it before. I just didn't know that it was like a practice and actual like assets for products and stuff.
Yeah. Anyways, we went off topic about for a second there, for like 10 minutes there. But no, it's great. It's a conversation about romance books, right? So we had a group read that Samantha actually chose for us, but unfortunately Samantha couldn't make it to the show today. But we read it anyways. At least I hope everybody did. I literally read it like an hour and 30 minutes ago. Great story.
Yeah, I read it yesterday.
Okay, well, I thought Lacey would be like 30 minutes or less, so I thought right away.
I read stories of how Lacey does it the day out.
Yeah. Okay, so the book
it's called what is it called? The Witches' Wolves.
Witches' Wolves, yes, by Ellie Mae McGregor, and she is a bookstagrammer. I didn't know that she was. I think I heard that she was a bookstagrammer, but I didn't follow her until a couple days ago, and I saw that she followed me, so I followed her back. And so, what are our initial thoughts about this book? That is like a paranormal romance novel involving two males who look like wolves and a female heroine who is also a witch. What are our original thoughts, guys?
I have a question.
Yes.
Is this technically reverse harem or is it not reverse harem? I have no idea how the rules work. Okay.
No.
Not reverse
What do
harem.
you call
Okay.
it?
Reverse harem is 3 or more guys.
Okay. Okay.
So this is
It's
just
just a
menage.
throuple.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I thought it was okay.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I thought it was, I don't know. I feel like there's so many different things to say about like writing, and there's like, you can't say like, oh, this is bad writing, or oh, this is amazing writing. But I felt like it was okay. Same.
I didn't know how.
Sorry, go ahead.
I just didn't know how spicy. I just didn't realize how spicy it was. Like literally, the whole plot line was spice. So I couldn't. How could I judge it? I don't know how to judge it. What am I supposed to judge?
Yeah, I was like, oh, girl, you
There
were
wasn't
just talking about how you're
blood.
like bloody and scraped up from running through the woods, and now you're like down to clown. Way to go.
Yeah, like I was just so confused. Yes, Jessica.
I like, how were they wolves? But like,
Yeah, I could not imagine them. Like it was
They-
so
I
hard
don't-
to picture
there's
them.
no clear picture. Like they were
Yeah.
kind of furry, but not.
I was thinking
Because I
like
think they like had abs, right? Like
yeah. But they're hairy too in some places that I don't even know.
but no tail.
They're like kind of
Fishy.
snout like, but like not really.
I chalk
Yeah,
this
but-
up to just watching a lot of Grimm recently, but I was picturing them as like Bloodbaden from Grimm, which are like somewhere between full-on animals and humans, and they are like, they can Volga and they'll be like kind of animal-y, but then still humanoid. So I was like, okay, they're like Bloodbaden. There's a precedent for this. But yeah, it was very strange to read, like trying to piece it together in your head.
Yeah, I completely ignored it. I was just like, you're wolves. In my mind, you're humans now.
Yeah, just wolfy dudes.
I can't really imagine it. Like the face, yeah, like they describe the face to be like
Right.
hairy, but also human. And I'm just like, okay. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I
how all the
think they
teeth were
they don't
fangs
shift.
too.
They're just like that permanently.
okay, there's this spoilers alert for anybody who hasn't read this book or whatever, but like there's the scene where she literally like stayed the night, day one, right? Day one night. And they just, I feel like it's a small cabin in my head, you know, like paper
Yeah,
thin
it
walls.
is.
And then they just start banging next door, and I'm like, really? With a stranger in the house? Are we really?
Yeah,
just
it might as well have just been a curtain. There was no no muffling.
with
I
the
mean, I
light?
was
just
thinking
doing
that they did it
shadows
on
too,
purpose. I was thinking they did it on purpose just to be like,
Yeah.
hey, you can
if
come
you're
in.
interested.
Yeah, this is what you're getting into if you're staying with us.
Yeah, it's 100% like this is your hot, smutty novella to read at night to quench your thirst, but it's not one that you would pick to have a intellectual conversation with on a live show about characterization and character development. But otherwise, I thought it was a pretty fun book. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. What about you guys?
3.
I give it 3.
I think it would be like a 3.5. I thought it was pretty novel. I liked the concept, but some of the phrasing, some of the things in the writing was kind of taking me out of it at certain points. So I thought it was like 3.5.
I thought it was a fun novella that kept me interested, obviously, because it's just like hot, spicy scenes very quickly. But
And was it like historical too? It felt like a
Yes.
historical from
It did.
their dialogue, you know?
I think it was probably supposed to take place like in the Black Forest in France because they were speaking French.
Yeah, they were.
And those old-timey Grimm tales take place like in that area. I'm pretty sure.
I didn't know that.
Is it France? I think so. Yeah.
Also, I didn't really believe in the romance between the three. Did you guys believe it? Because I didn't believe it. Like when they all three fell in love with each other, I was like, that happened really quickly.
It was kind of fast,
Yeah.
like after one bang. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
But, like, it's only 50
I mean, like,
pages,
'cause, like,
too.
the two male wolves had such a long relationship, and it was
Yeah, they were like,
them-
we've committed ourselves to each other, but now we're committing ourselves to you.
yeah, like they had like such a very sweet, tender thing going on where like they're always like, you know, there's this underlying emotion between these two, but then all of a sudden, this girl walks in, they're like, her too, like you know, plus one, like make it 3. So I was like, really? So I don't know.
Did any of you read her Christmas one with Santa?
I think I have it on my Kindle, but I never
Is
read it.
it the older Santa, like the older great.
The cover's like Santa with a gray beard.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I did not, but I've seen
It
that.
feels really
a lot.
specific. No. Yeah. That would be interesting.
Newly divorced, and Santa's gray bearded. I thought that was fun because I read that one. If you want a Christmas one.
Oh, I'm all down for Christmas.
Why not? Yeah.
Freaking love Christmas. No, but that's not on my list. I like the cover of it though. It's really cute.
Neither have like a plot. It's just like they show up, they like each other.
I don't expect a plot though for novellas.
I don't.
Well, I think with short novellas, I feel like with novellas that are like over 100 pages, is that still considered a novella? I feel like there's more plot there.
Yeah,
I feel like it's still considered a novella. That's why, like, sometimes when novellas have like a plot in under 100 pages, I give it a higher rating if it's done well. Because I'm like, wow, you snuck a plot in there. I didn't think about it. So, yeah.
Oh, is it called The Naughty List?
Yes.
Okay.
That's a cute name, though.
I think I have it. I think I bought it. I don't know. Let's just buy it. So who are you? Like, do you guys normally read novellas? Like, this is such a question. Like, because I already know.
No,
like,
this was my first
novellas.
one. So I was like, oh.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's
I think
whole, like, I don't know, what do you call it? A category of smutty novellas.
Yeah.
On Amazon and KU. I read Jessica Kane, yes. Charles has been mentioning Jessica Kane in the comments, but she's my go-to for smutty novellas.
Yeah.
But I feel
don't
like
have KU though. So.
Yeah, she is.
Wait, sorry, Jessica, what did you say?
Jessica Kane's very hit or miss.
Very what?
Hit or miss.
Yes. Agreed. Yes. Jessica Kane.
Yeah, but they're so short that they're, so easy to read anyway.
Yeah. There's some things that work in her books and there's some things that don't, and sometimes they're just straight up boring and I'm just like, what? So Jessica Kane, everybody. She's not afraid to go into the super taboo stuff too as well. Or like more taboo. And then the one that I started reading that I really liked was Cassie Mint, that I binged all her novellas. She's really small and she doesn't really have that many readers yet on Goodreads. And I read all of her novellas because it reminded me a lot like Alexa Riley, who was a famous KU author that got banned from Amazon because she stole a lot of money from everyone. So because she booked stuff.
I thought they were still writing.
They are. They're selling their books on Apple and
their own website.
Yes.
How are they stealing money?
Okay.
What does that mean?
The way that KU works is like you get money based on how many pages a reader will read your book. Like, so if you can skip to the end, they'll count all the pages that you didn't read, but like they count them anyway. And Alexa Riley would always have bonus novellas or bonus stories at the end of the book.
Or something?
Yeah, book stuffing.
Yeah.
So like they'll get their readers to skip all the way to the end. Like they'll republish the same story, but with a bonus novella at the end. So then they can get their readers to go to the end of the ebook and it'll count for like pages read.
Wow.
And then they get more money that way.
Yeah.
But then they got in trouble and now a lot of romance authors got in trouble and
yeah,
they're not allowed to do
they
that.
definitely got stricter with that.
Yeah.
Amazon did.
I feel like they did something else too though.
Probably. I mean, I feel like it's definitely something a lot more serious than that because I'm sure other authors have done that. Yeah. But we don't know. We still don't know.
I think they did something worse. But they were writing like, wasn't it like 10 books a month? It was like nuts.
Yeah, they were definitely ghostwriting. Right? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. That was the other thing. They hired a ghostwriter and like.
Which I feel like is weird. I don't know how I feel about ghostwriters. Like, I know it's normal, but it's weird. Like, I want to read the author's book, not like someone they hired to write it under their name.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I know. I understand that. Also, like, conspiracy theories. Alexa Riley is definitely, or Lucy, no, all those like new novella people that came up on Amazon after Alexa Riley's demise.
Right.
It's definitely Alexa Riley. It's her writing. It's those two girls writing under different names. I'm for sure 100%. Like, who are the people? Who are the authors? Like, I don't know if Mink is part of it. I don't know if Mink is, but like, we're the other people that they always advertise in their emailing list and their Facebook groups. They always advertise and support other authors, but I'm pretty sure it's themselves.
I mean, I like Katie Wilde. I don't think that she's a ghostwriter for them.
No, I don't
she writes
so.
Like way different. Mink, for some reason, I don't think so, because she really loves those cats in her books, cats in her novellas. She always has a pet cat in her novellas.
Is Mink an author?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. But that too, I think that there's also a lot of authors who have different pen names, and they're all like novella authors.
Because you can get really successful through that.
Yeah.
Ella Good. Ella Good is one.
Ella Good.
I'm just
Ruby
going
Dixon used to be part of that group, but she's just taken off.
Goodbye. Like, she's good. She's good on her own.
Katie Robert also has her. I always forget the name. Kat Tyler.
Oh, Kat Taylor. Yeah.
Taylor. I always say it wrong. Yeah. Which that was a really fun novella. I liked that. The Forbidden Fling. Did you read it?
Yeah, it was okay for me.
Oh, I thought it was fun.
Let me look it up.
But it also didn't have it in HEA, so it's like not a romance. But
all right.
Is Ella Good? Are you saying like that's an author with multiple authors writing under Ella Good?
No, I'm saying that's Alexa Riley.
She's one of the like other smutty novella authors.
Oh.
I'm looking through Alexa Riley newsletters that I receive from Alexa Riley because I keep tabs on Alexa Riley. Don't judge me, but like they promote Lucy Darling, they promote Mink, they promote, who else? Like maybe that's their other form of income, like having authors pay for like an advertising spot on their social media platforms like Facebook and newsletter shout outs, because no way would they just do it out of the goodness of their heart. And some publicity. That's what I'm saying. Has anybody read
pay other authors to promo their books?
I feel so. I feel like so.
I don't know. I mean, we never know.
No.
I think so.
But should that be like disclosed? Like I'm being paid to promote this book, but they don't disclose it.
It's like an FTC guideline.
Yeah.
Paid promotion. I mean, we have to do it.
Right. But they're not. I don't know. It's a whole weird thing.
Yeah. Okay, it ends with us. I mean, I like the book. I didn't love it, but
it's one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's her most popular book. It's not. I wouldn't read it for romance, but it's definitely it deals with domestic abuse. So if you want to try that, you can. But there's no.
I like the romance. That is the actual romance in the book.
Yeah,
but it's more
not with the abuser.
It's more centered on the like abusive relationship and not like the actual romance she has with someone else.
I never read It Ends With Us because I heard a lot of people.
Any Colleen Hoover books?
Colleen Hoover?
Yeah.
Girl, she was like, she got me by the throat when I was in high school, like in university.
Me too.
So like before.
Yeah, like before I joined all this madness, like I was like low key like reading Colleen Hoover under my desk in accounting class because I was just like, "What's happening in Ugly Love?" Like, I was crying randomly on the subway. But yeah, I stopped. No, not that I stopped. I just never read any more of her books afterwards. I never read the poetry ones. You know that one?
Slammed.
Yeah, I never read that series.
Oh, I think about Ugly Love. You just said you read Ugly Love.
No. I read Ugly Love. I read the one where, the painting one? You know, like the
Confess.
The pieces of art. Yeah. I don't have time to cry every 5 seconds.
They are emotional.
I bought so many of the Colleen Hoover books because I saw her raved about on like every channel that I watch. And I read Maybe Someday. And I was like, well, I don't think she's for me. I have all these books.
Why don't you like Maybe Someday, or why didn't you think that?
I'm not super into the angst, and I also felt both of the characters were extremely selfish. And I didn't care for it. So yeah. I say if Colleen Hoover's books are hit or miss for you, I don't know. I'll feel the same probably.
I used to love her, but then after like It Ends With Us, it just kind of went downhill for me. Because she started writing not really romance, like what Charles is saying, not a full-blown romance. So,
well, like Without Merit was weird.
I actually like that one, but
that's not even a romance. And it was just
it's a YA book.
Weird. It's YA. And then Regretting You is not a romance. It's definitely about the mother-daughter relationship.
Yeah.
Yo, Regretting You? Wait, hold on. Didn't somebody tell me like, oh, why didn't you like Regretting You? I liked it. I thought it was from
I liked it.
Yeah.
But it was more so about the mom and daughter's relationship and what happened to the dad.
Yeah, and then they each get their own romance plot.
Yeah.
That was so boring. I gave it 2 out of 5 stars. I'm just joking. And then after I gave it 2 out of 5 stars, I stopped working with that publisher because I just gave up.
With Adrian?
It's like with the Canadian of Amazon.
Montlake.
Yeah.
Oh, Regretting You's Montlake. She's changed so many times now.
Yeah. She's now with Grand Central.
Yeah.
Oh, she is?
Yeah.
Is that one who Verity got picked up by?
Yes. And then another thriller.
The cover on Verity is banana pants. I was looking at it and I was like, what is
it's
this?
So strange.
Well, and she's also redesigning her other covers.
Oh, yeah.
We already did it. Like to add flowers to it to look like It Ends With Us, right?
Yeah. But they're so boring.
Yeah.
Like at least It Ends With Us is a good cover.
I do like that one. But everybody's obsessed with discreet romance covers. And so they're doing that now.
Because they're embarrassed about being seen in public.
So annoying to me.
I know. Like you're reading about bodies, just have the bodies on the cover.
Yes.
No, and then we get like there's a bunch of people who are shocked and surprised when there is spicy scenes in their books. And they're like, whoa.
Right.
Because they're all look the same now and you can't tell what's what.
Yeah, and then like sometimes some people get upset because there's too much spice because what they wanted was a romantic comedy. And they go like, this is not what I wanted.
But then they want a romantic comedy and it ends up being too spicy.
Yeah.
Or like, emotional.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. I was blanking on a book that had an illustrative cover, but it was like really spicy and I didn't realize it was really spicy until I started reading it. And I was like, what's happening here? But I forgot the book.
Oh, girl, tell me what that book is. I want to know what that book is.
Because you want
no, most of the time I see those, like, especially Berkeley, those illustrated covers. It's all like...
well,
like,
Tessa Bailey is always spicy.
Yeah.
Ooh, I hate those Fix Her Up book covers. Those are bad.
People love them.
I know. I think the first one specifically is what I was like, what is happening? But the ones after that were okay.
Well, also like especially TikTok like latches on to the one spicy scene in a book and like everybody then acts like it's super spicy. Like Love Hypothesis. There were maybe like 1 or 2 scenes after 80%, and I'm like, this isn't like spicy, and it, like, but it was at the end. But
yeah, I've noticed that a lot. Like even on Twitter too, they'll screenshot the spicy scene, and people will be like, "Ooh, what is that?"
Like the 3% of the book.
Yeah, the one
super slow burn all the way to the end. Wow, thanks.
But I do agree with Charles that traditionally publishing seems to be like, again, catering to newer romance readers and trying to like tame romance, I feel like. So
yes.
I mean,
Which sucks.
I didn't read, like when TikTok recommends me books, I tend not to read them because I'm just like whatever about them. But I got looped, this is like off topic, but I got looped into to watch a whole drama, like a whole Korean drama, because the way the edit like made it look like this guy didn't give a shit about the main female heroine, and then the main female heroine had a gun pointed to her head, and I was like, oh my gosh, she's gonna freaking die. And then this guy is like, I don't care about her, you can kill her. And I was waiting for this scene, and I'm episode 10 and it's still not here yet. So TikTok
Yeah,
lies.
that's like the way romance, they'll like
Book Talk does.
screenshot
They give you like a
steamy
little
scene.
snippet to tie you in. I feel like TikTok should be only made for companies at this point and for jokes. And then
Well,
Isn't
that's
it
why-
really?
Sorry.
Isn't it really hard? Also, isn't it really hard also for people to understand what is an ad on TikTok and what isn't an ad? I was listening to someone talk about how like they aren't disclosed as they are on other social media
At this
platforms.
point, I just assume everything's an ad on TikTok.
I mean, I'm like the old geezer over here, and I don't know what TikTok. I don't use it at all. So, but
It's okay, me
what I
too. I
understand,
don't either.
Oh my
what I
God,
understand
Lacey
is that
sent me
like
a
people aren't
TikTok the
disclosing.
Lacey sent me a TikTok the other day, and I was like, oh my God, Lacey's scrolling through TikTok. She's like, no, my friend sent me this. I'm like, ah. But at the bottom, like if it's like a company sponsored ad, it literally says sponsored. But then I guess like when users do a sponsored TikTok, they have to do a hashtag ad or some shit. But like,
I think
can't
you're
really see
supposed to,
It's
but
buried.
I think because TikTok is aimed at such younger people and they're not always in the know about what the rules are, I think that's where it gets pretty tricky.
Mm.
I also think it's frustrating though when authors are promoting their books and their TikTok goes viral. It's like, okay, but like, is it a good book? Obviously, the author thinks it's a good book, but then everybody buys it, and you're like, oh, this isn't actually that good. But the author was promoting it and like getting it viral. So, didn't Lisa? Who was that author? I feel like there was one that you
That
were
girl
reading.
that copied the other girl, the plagiarized.
Oh my God.
Christine-
And then there was like so much drama.
Callahan.
Which one? Oh, the other Kristen. Her name's also Kristen, I think.
Oh, the Make It Sweet one. Is it that one?
Oh, that was the one.
That
Yeah, but that's not the one that was part of the other TikTok
Oh.
drama. Oh my gosh.
sorry.
Then,
But
like,
I know about the Make It Sweet one. That hit me. So
I
Yeah.
watched that girl's TikTok where she's like, you guys understood the assignment, because like #1 top seller, and I read it and I was like, this is like the shittiest novel I've ever read in my whole entire life. I hope
I
everybody
think you
read-
might have sent me that, but I don't remember which author.
maybe, but like I read it, and then the next week later I think it blew up that she copied Make It Sweet, and I was like, ugh, that's what you deserve.
there's still people adamant that she didn't copy it, which is also making me annoyed. So, well, because then did you see what Colleen Hoover posted
What did she post?
about like
About
copying
Emily?
how-
Oh, yes.
About
well,
what?
about plagiarism? She's like, well, sometimes you just have similar ideas as people. I was like, yes, but then there's also like exact plot points that can be copied.
yeah, if it's like the same beats, if it's like
Right.
the same, if it's all
But then
happening.
people were like sharing Colleen's thing to defend Kristen, and I was like, this isn't the same thing.
No.
But yeah,
This is like so like we were talking about Colleen, but Colleen apparently follows people on TikTok and gives them their whole wish list on Amazon.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, yeah,
randomly.
Jessica told me.
He just gets a whole box.
it's like 30 bucks.
And it's like Colleen Hoover sent you
Wow. Wow.
this. It's like Oprah. You get a car, you get a car. And I feel like it's really nice, but also at the same time, Elon Musk traveling to space equivalent. Like it's just spending money and
I know.
flexing on us. And I'm like, all
I
right.
mean, he can stay there. That's fine.
When Prince William said rich people should work together to save the planet that they live on instead of heading on to space, I died. I was like, that's so funny.
He said that?
Yeah, he said
I
that.
did not hear that.
I saw that.
Me neither.
And I died. I was like, oh, that's hilarious.
I think I may have seen that, and I think it was on The Cut, maybe. And they were like, "Is it finally a good opinion from Prince William?"
Finally, he says something.
Something useful.
All right. What other books are you guys reading right now? I'm reading not romance. Did you finish There's Someone Inside Your House?
No, I went on Wikipedia to spoil myself.
Is it like the book?
I don't know. I just read the plot. I didn't compare it to the book.
The book was
What
super
I
like
think it was a little different
cheesy
from what I
slasher.
saw.
Wait, is it from Stephanie Perkins?
Mm-hmm.
I gave it 2 out of 5 stars.
Didn't you think it was like cheesy slasher? I was laughing instead of scared during this book. Like
A lot of people has said that, like that it was a cheesy slasher and that it wasn't good. Me personally, my review was 1 sentence and it says, "I couldn't bring myself to finish this one." Because it was probably so boring. Yes, we were talking about it. Me and Jessica were talking about it before the live started. But of course, because I'm a Korean drama freak with all my Korean posters there, I have watched Squid Games. I binged it the first weekend when it came out.
I have not.
No, I think that's a no thanks for me.
Episode 1.
You did? How was it?
Yeah, I liked it.
What is it? Was it red light, green light game?
Yeah.
You liked it?
I mean, the one that everyone's talking about.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to start dancing if I ever played that game. Just like a shot. Okay, wait, that's too dark for a live show. No, I like Squid Game. It was good, but was it the best Korean drama that I watched? No. There's Korean dramas are doing these like very shorter Korean dramas that are like 8 episodes, 12 episodes long. A regular full-length drama is like 16 to 20 episodes. So they're doing these shorter series that I could binge literally over the weekend so I could feel really accomplished about myself. So yeah. Until everyone stops talking about Squid Game. My boss, who works on Wall Street, who is a very straight-laced, really smart guy, really brilliant, and the last person I would expect to watch Squid Game was talking to me about Squid Game, and I was like, what? You don't just eat, sleep, and work? You also watch TV too as well? So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my parents were talking about it, my mom, and she doesn't watch anything but her Chinese dramas, so
I heard that there was an English dub to it that was really bad.
Yes, there is.
I didn't know. I just watched it with Korean and English subtitles. And then they were also saying how like the English subtitles weren't doing what was actually being said by the characters justice. Because
they do that all the time though. Like the subtitles are always bad for foreign films or shows.
Oh, do you guys watch You?
No.
I watched the first season and it was fine. But people...
That's also a no thanks.
What do you watch, Genevieve?
Like Bake Off. My husband and I, we'll watch things together, and there are things that he will watch by himself. So Squid Game is going to be something that he watches by himself. Yeah, I just want like something mindless and fun so I can like time travel. I don't want to just be like scared, or I don't want anything that's going to give me like a heart attack.
Yeah, I feel the same. Like anything that raises my blood pressure, I'm like, I can't do it.
Yeah. I'll I'll physically hide, and I'll tell my husband, like, tell me when it's over. So I can't.
I rewatch Bob's Burgers a lot, and I'm also
funny.
I'm also just about to finish Modern Family. Like I'm on the last season, but I have like 6 more episodes left, and I'm saving it for God knows what reason. But I'm just rewatching Bob's Burgers.
It's a cute ending.
Stop it! Stop it! No spoilers! Get out of here! I never even finished watching Friends. That's how like I just left it there. Just never finished.
You never finished Friends?
No. Yeah, judge me on your way.
Honestly, it's probably what you think it'll be. So I feel like Friends was pretty formulaic.
Where they say goodbye to each other. I know that scene, I think.
I think I watched it when it was on TV. Like that's like I'm aging myself, but like since I seen it then, like I don't need to see it again. I know Friends.
Yeah.
Like as the episodes were coming out.
Yeah. I was in maybe end of elementary school or middle school, I think, when it was happening. So my mom would watch it, and we would watch it. My mom we would watch like Lois and Clark, and we would watch like Hercules and things like that. So that was something that we would watch as friends. So I'm pretty sure I saw it like on TV as it was happening. So I'm set on Friends. I don't need to watch it anymore. I got it.
The last
The
episode.
Great British Sewing Bee. That sounds so cute.
I was gonna say, what is that?
Bake Off.
I watched Bake Off.
It's the Great British Sewing Bee. If it's the same thing, I think this is like years and years old, but it's like Project Runway, except like everyone else is better mannered because they're British. Oh, and it's not like haute couture. It's they're using like actual patterns to make things, and they're just coming up with like everyday wear for people. I think there was an episode where they did like high fashion stuff, but mostly it's like, can you sew a basic skirt with like a hidden zipper and stuff like that? So it's like, who can sew the best, basically? Like, who is a technical
people?
Yeah, it's like people who sew, but they're
okay.
Yeah. How do you like? What is it on BBC?
When I was watching it, I think I was watching like bootlegs on YouTube or something. But I think one of the hosts was a tailor from Savile Row, so he like knows how to sew. He knows like technically good sewing. So it was really interesting. I think the people who normally win are like the older people who have been sewing all their lives. Like, I've sewn through the war and like things like that. So I think, yeah, it's really charming, but I don't think it's as fun as Bake Off.
What is the appeal of Bake Off? Because I don't understand the appeal of Bake Off. I've only watched clips of it on TikTok. Okay.
Yeah, I love watching.
And they're all like
stuff.
super close friends, and it's so cute.
They're super close friends.
Yeah, they become like best friends on episode 1. They're adorable.
Yeah.
Wait,
like,
I think
the people
all
who
of
are
the contestants. The contestants.
Yeah. I think if you watch it now, it's not worth it to go back to the very, very first episodes because those are like a rough watch. But the ones that they do now are like really fun and good.
Mm-hmm.
I miss Mary Berry. I really liked Mary.
And
I know.
Bottoms. And they're right as soldiers.
There's this one comedian on the British Bake Off person, freaking.
Is it Noel or is
James
it the other
Caster?
one?
Do you guys know?
James A. Caster. He's a comedian. He only does like the stand up to cancer ones though. Only like the ones that are like one episode long.
I know,
but the season long ones
clips on repeat because he's like literally.
He's so funny.
I know, he pulls out a pie and he puts it back. And he's like, "I'm not taking that out." Like, no way. And I'm like, "Yeah, that's like." And he's like, "I wish I were dead." And I was like, "That's me every day." What books are you guys reading right now? What are you currently reading? What's the mood? What's the theme?
I'm almost done with JLA. It's been taking me forever to read.
I'm 75 pages into that and like bored out of my mind.
Pretty boring, not gonna lie.
Like, I haven't even finished the third one. I haven't finished the third one because I'm like, oh shoot, I know I'm getting like anxious. Like, is someone gonna die? Like, I don't know. I'm like so afraid to finish it. So I'm like, everyone is perfect in my mind.
It's not as exciting as From Blood and Ash, and it's not that steamy. Not like the ending of From Blood and Ash.
So
but I still have a couple hundred pages, so
it just like drops you in though, because I'm just like, I don't know what's happening. Like, who are all these people? Am I supposed to know who they are?
No, it's like a prequel, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like you're only supposed to know from mentioning the main two, probably, and then you're getting to know everybody else.
I mean, you only know the hero and like barely the heroine. You just know her as the consort.
Right.
Yeah, like she didn't even have a name, right?
Yeah, she didn't.
Yeah.
Is this book number 4?
Annoying.
Go ahead.
Sorry, is this book number 4 in the series or book?
No, it's book number 1 in a prequel series.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Because I bought book number 1 and 2 out of peer pressure from Jessica and Lacey because they read one of the books for their
This
reading.
series blindsided me. Goodreads said it was like the best, and I was like, "Oh my Goodreads, we'll see." And then I was like, "What? This is so good."
Oh, so it was good. So
yeah, I mean, you have to be into like high fantasy stuff, but like I was like, I'm in 100%. You have my money. But I also had read the 2 Gargoyle books that I had liked. I still haven't read that 3rd one though.
Oh, from JLA?
Yeah, so I read Rage and Fury, something like that. That one first, and I was like, okay, gargoyles, I guess I'm into it. And then I went back and read the first series, and I was like, I don't understand if this is supposed to be religious or not, but still I'm on board. and then I finished both of them. I haven't read Glory and whatever, the 3rd one and the newest one. So that is like a complete different flavor from this Blood and Ash one. But like I'm pretty into it.
Well, those are YA, right?
Yeah, those are more YA. I feel like the very first one, the one that they redid the covers for, with like, those ones. I feel like those are more YA, and then the Fury ones feel a little bit older, but still YA.
Yeah, I never read any of the JLA books yet, but I do own them. They're like door stoppers. They're so thick and tall.
It is over 600 pages.
Yeah, they're hefty boys. But I didn't like her New Orleans one, the one with the fairy and like the devil guy. Brave and Torn and Wicked. Those ones. I didn't like them really.
I haven't read those.
I think then they turned it into a movie or something.
What?
Oh, Wicked, yes.
Yeah.
Wicked's a movie?
Flicks.
Oh,
it's in one of those, like straight to whatever thing that they slaps together with like
straight to live stream. Okay. Jessica, what were you reading?
I'm reading Gianna Darling's new one, Dangerous Temptation, an arc of it.
Gianna Darling. Is it good?
It's good. I like it. But what I didn't realize, so like I don't ever read like the beginning stuff in a book. I just like go to the first page of the book and I like skip all that like notes and copyrights, whatever. I didn't realize, so she had the prequel novella come out and she's like, oh, you should read this before the book. They put that at the beginning of the art copy, and I didn't know that. I was like, oh, chapter 1. I'm sorry. I was like, why does this like literally the same exact thing as the prequel novella? Like, we've already read this. Like, what is going on? And then like 25% it's like chapter 1, and I was like, I just read like 5 chapters. What are you talking about? And I was like, oh, she wasn't just like copying the prequel. Why would you put that in the book though? We already told to read it, so. But I'm almost done and I like it.
Well, maybe if you read the beginning of the book.
And then I went back and I was like, wait a second. And then it says, if you've already read Bad Dream, go ahead and skip all of this. And I'm like, you should read these things.
Well, I think it's probably for people who like need it all in one, who haven't read it before.
Yeah.
Because, that happened with a Wes Anderson movie that he had like a prequel short film to Darjeeling Limited that like he had put up for free on iTunes at the time, so I watched it beforehand. So it wasn't in front of the movie when I watched the movie in the theater, but then in later showings I had attached that first one to the whole movie so people could see it all at once. It's an experience, Jessica. The whole thing.
I just read it like 3 days ago, so I was like, I just read this. It was Guarding Temptation by Gianna Darling. It comes out next week, I think.
Was Gianna Darling like an author that you recently rediscovered this year that you fell in love with? Because I felt like this year was the year where you were like hyping her up a lot more.
No, I mean I've been reading her for like 3 or 4 years, but I was behind on the Fallen Men book. She like didn't publish a lot last year, I think, and then she's just published a ton this year. She's already in like 4 books this year. And last year I think she only did 2. So
yeah, I still haven't read past the 3 books that we read for our read along in the Fallen Men series.
Book 4 is my least favorite though, so yeah. Book 5
Yeah,
is
that's
really
me.
Look forward to, Lacey.
Someone dies and then comes back to life, and I was like, okay, great. Now I know already what the whole series is.
Yeah. Well, because her one like duet was really good. The one Heroes Rise and One's Villains Fall. That was really good. Yeah. And they came out like back to back. So yeah. But I didn't know this one is in the same series that who's in charge of it?
Oh,
Lacey
Sky Warren.
Yeah.
That series.
I didn't know that. And like the Sierra
the
Simone.
K Webster. It's part of the K Webster.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Her priest one is also in that world.
And I was like, how? Like, I didn't know that. How are you supposed to know that? None of them have it on them.
Really big, wealthy family, and each author gets one of the siblings, and even one of the rival families too is part of it. But I've only read that family.
It's like massive.
Yeah, but the K Webster series was so good too. I loved it. It's hot.
Well, like in the Bridgerton book, Romancing Mr. Bridgerton, isn't Penelope reading Sarah's book that she had written in Dreaming of You?
What? Lisa Kleypas?
Yeah, I think in the beginning of Romancing Mr. Bridgerton, Penelope is talking about Matilda. Yeah. I think she's talking about that book that is from a Lisa Kleypas book.
Yeah, I think that's the book where Julia Quinn was like, thank you.
Yeah,
Lisa
at the very
Kleypas
beginning.
And one other author for letting me borrow your characters.
Mm-hmm.
That's so cute.
Oh, that's cool.
That's really cute. Somebody needs to, well, I mean, there's already a lot of like these diagrams with Julia Quinn novels all looped together. Like she has a whole world, like Julia Quinn.
Yeah.
Now we can
I know the whole world now.
Lacey's read every single one. So.
Every single one.
I know. Genevieve, what are you reading right now?
I'm reading Viscount Breckenridge by Stephanie Lawrence. Viscount Breckenridge to the rescue. But my Tessa Bailey pre-order came in early, so I'm going to read this one next. I'm so excited. It came early and it's out on Tuesday, so I was like,
okay.
Yeah.
I bought it from
I haven't read
Amazon.
the arc yet.
You haven't?
No.
I did this just on the Target 3 for 2 sale last week, and it came already. So
Tessa Bailey sold out her pre-orders of both of those books on Target. Like the pre-order is sold out.
Oh,
because of the Target sale. Yeah, like her new one, Hook, Line, and Sinker, sold out on Target.
Well, this is the time to do all your pre-orders,
right? I didn't know it was that short though. How long is it?
Yeah, it's a
little baby. Yeah, this is 248. 248.
That's like her average for her indie books, though.
Is that indie
books?
Yeah. It has the print on demand stuff in the back, so I'm assuming.
Yeah, that was.
And I think on Goodreads it says published by Tessa Bailey.
So the cover made me think it was traditional.
Yeah, it is nice.
It is like Berkeley style. Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched her on TikTok as she was writing it, I guess. Like she was like finishing it up, and then she kept making TikToks about like Christmas stuff, and I was like, oh, is she writing a new book? And yes, it is.
No publisher info on the back too, so it's just Tessa Bailey's website on it.
I pre-ordered it, but let's see how long Amazon will take to ship it to me. Amazon has been sucking butt lately with the deliveries. They've been canceled or they've been delayed for a long time. So Jeff Bezos needs to stop focusing on space and bring me my books faster.
Seriously.
What?
Said focus on Canada.
Yeah, focus on freaking Canada, Jeff Bezos. Get your stuff together and focus on me. This past week I've been reading thriller novels and also some paranormal romance. So that was pretty exciting. But then now I'm switched back to Sophie Kinsella, The Party Crasher, which is her latest release that just came out a couple of days ago, because I was really lucky one day when I signed on to Libby and I saw that everything was available on Skip the Line or like.
What the heck was up with that?
She always gets the good audio skip the lines. I have no audio skip the lines.
I've gotten like one.
Maybe it's Canada. Maybe it's Canada.
Canada. You guys get cheap books, I can skip the line. But my books were also like, what was it? It was people have limits with skip the line. Like, I think some people told me that I can only borrow 1 or I can only borrow 2. How do you borrow like 7? I'm like, I don't know. It's Canada. So like I borrowed up until the max amount to the point where they go like, you've got too many copies. Return 1 to borrow this one. And I was like, hell yeah.
Ma'am, you've hit your limit.
Stop taking everything. So yeah. So that day was a good day. I got all the new releases. So I read a bunch of books that recently came in the mail already. And I feel so accomplished with my life because I'm like, yes, there is no TBR because I already finished them. And it's like quick, right? Because it's like 7 days. So I was like, okay, I got to read this like really quickly. So I've been just binge listening to audiobooks. But yeah, Lacey, I was also telling you about the Chris Hadfield science fiction novel that I was reading. And so basically, I bought this tome from this author who used to be an astronaut, and I think he's retired now because I think he's too old to go on to missions, but he was a famous Canadian astronaut, and he wrote a memoir that I read that I really enjoyed, and then now he's written his own science fiction novel about the Apollo murders, and it's about astronauts going into space, and some astronauts you might not be able to trust because they might have underlying missions that they have to do. And then now space is a dangerous place because, like you only have each other in that really small aircraft. So we don't know who's the villain. Anyways, long story short, it was 15 hours audiobook and it was really boring.
I can't do space crime. That's too scary. No.
But it was thrilling. But yeah, it's like, I would describe it as a book that your dad would read. But I still bought it and I'm going to keep it because Chris deserves that money.
Your Canadian pride.
Yeah, my Canadian pride.
Did you read any thrillers that you liked?
Yes. Okay. So, but they weren't 5 out of 5 stars, but I would still recommend to check out because I really enjoyed the ride of it. It's just that they weren't 5 out of 5 for me. But so Sherry Lapina came out with a new novel called Not a Happy Family. It involves 3 siblings who are older and they're waiting basically for their parents to die because their parents are awful, but their parents are also filthy rich and they hate the father because the father is just emotionally and mentally abusive. And then one day after a dinner party at their house, they go back to their own individual houses and they get a call in the middle of the night or, the day after. And they say, and the police is like, your parents got murdered. So now it's like a whodunit, like who murdered their parents. They each have like their own and like thing that they want from the parents, like the reason why they want to murder the parents. So gave it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. I like that one. There's another one called The Perfect Family, which is like the same thing, family. And then it's like 2 children and 2 adults. And then they each have their own problems that they're not sharing with each other. And then somebody's consistently and constantly ruining the house. Like they're pelting it with eggs. They're setting things on fire on the property. They're smearing dog feces across like handles of their doors. And they're threatening their like safety inside the house, but they don't know who it is and nobody would help them. So that one was also a 3 out of 5 stars. I enjoyed it, but the ending was just unsatisfactory for me. But yeah. Yeah, that's what because I filmed a thrillers novel video today, but like that's what I also mentioned, like thrillers, like you could spend the whole day reading this thriller novel that doesn't pay off in the end because it doesn't suit you of like how satisfactory it is of like who done it. But then for romance, I feel like you already know like 50% in if it's going to work for you because you already can sense the chemistry between 2 characters. And if 50% in, you still don't feel the chemistry between 2 characters, you already know that this book sucks. That's my opinion on it. But anyways, does anybody have any like last comments on our live show?
We talked about the book for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It's a novella. What were we supposed to do? Write a like 5-page essay about how
I know it would have been longer than the novella itself if we spent more time talking.
I think the reading time on Kindle was like 30 minutes at like the longest if you were reading really slowly. So this live is already double. Okay. Well, thanks for joining us on this live show, and thank you for joining me hosting this live show. Will I do another one? Who knows? Maybe. I don't know. I'm very flexible. How do you guys read so fast? Last question from Cherry. I listen to a lot of audiobooks as I'm walking around the house or shopping. Yeah, when I shop, I listen to audiobooks, and I shop a lot.
Yeah, audiobooks have changed the game.
Yeah.
I can't do what you guys do and listen at like 3x speed. I can only do like 1.5. Otherwise, I'm like,
it's a gradual process.
Especially
I can only do 1.5.
British accent, and it's like, you're just like, what's happening? And then
Yeah,
when you
otherwise
slow it down, you feel weak. You're like, why am I so weak today?
Yeah. Otherwise, you can hear like the voice clipping so much, and that like takes me out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how people read so fast. I think it's. I know I definitely will like skip ahead to dialogue sometimes. So when I go back and reread a book, I'm like, when did this happen? But yeah.
No, I'm the same too. I skip along to the dialogue for novellas at night because I'm like, why do I need to know where you are at in the room? I just need to know what you guys are saying to each other. And then I get confused because I'm like, where are you in this room? I don't know where you are. Yeah, Cherry reads word for word, so that's why. She's a good one. Yeah, 50 to 60 pages an hour is usually my reading speed too as well.
Top of the class.
Yeah, like a
reading
page
word
a minute.
for word.
Yeah. Alrighty. That is it, guys. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining me.
So fun. Yeah, look at all these comments. We had some active viewers. Wow.
I'm so happy. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, bye, guys. Bye.
Bye.